My brothers and sisters of Comic Book Nation, the total solar eclipse is coming. But it's time for Comic Book Now! What's up, Comic Book Nation? Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Did you see that Japanese poster with Odin on it? Did you see the international promo? Welcome to Comic Book Now. We're happy to have you. It's a big show. Big show. Look who's back. Charlie Ridgely.
It's me.
Back.
I'm back.
You guys had to go 3 weeks without Charlie Ridgely.
I'm sorry that I had to do that to y'all. I apologize.
Can I introduce myself?
Oh, yeah.
I'm Brandon.
Go ahead.
I don't want to steal. Charlie, what have you been doing that you haven't been here? What is more important than Comic Book Now?
Well, last week I was at the beach relaxing, and that's always awesome. But the week before that
filthy
was way better. True. I was at Pixar Studios in San Francisco looking at the new moving Pixar, Coco. Comes in November. I got a lot of fun stuff to share with you guys, and I will be
There was one person in particular there. The guy who's doing the music for that show. Can you tell me about him?
Michael Giacchino. It's Brandon's favorite composer ever. He did Lost, Ratatouille, Spider-Man Homecoming, War for the Planet of the Apes, Doctor Strange. The dude's amazing, and he's such a cool guy. He's doing awesome work with Coco because it's all Mexican-inspired music. It takes place in Mexico. Really, really fun stuff that's going on over there at Pixar.
Giacchino, simply the best. I don't care if you argue with me. But I do want to start today's show with a serious note. There was a tragedy in the geek community this week. A stunt woman on the set of Deadpool 2 died after an on-set accident, and I couldn't do the show without acknowledging Joy Harris, who was unfortunately in the accident. She was the first African-American female to be a professional bike racer, which, I mean, and everybody who has commented on her person or who she was seems to just it seems like a huge loss for this world, and we just wanted to pay our respects to Joy and the entire Deadpool crew and her family and just get that message out there. And they had a moment of silence on set of Deadpool to pay their respects, which is very nice. And it's been a tough year for the stunt community, so we just want to pay our respects. So, yep. Joy, our thoughts are with you and your family. But we do have to move on and talk about the things that make us happy and the reason why these stunt people do what they do so that these movies can happen. And one movie that's happening is an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. It's officially in development. It was announced, THR dropped this bombshell. Stephen Daldry of Billy Elliot and The Hour will direct the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie that everyone has been freaking out asking for how long now. Charlie, let me ask you this. Do you care? Are you excited? Do you not want it to happen?
I think that we might be getting too far with spin-offs in Star Wars soon. But if we're going to do a spin-off, this is the one that I've wanted to see. This is the one that you could make me really care about. Especially if Ewan McGregor is attached to it. But
that's the only way I care about. That is I don't care about this movie if it's not Ewan McGregor. I'm already frustrated that they recast Han Solo for the Han Solo movie, which isn't a mess at all. But I don't want you to recast Ewan McGregor. Do it. There's a Sideshow Collectibles figure that I saw, and it's like old man Obi-Wan. Give me that movie. I don't care. I want old man everything.
Yeah.
But I did see a few Star Wars fans were like, why can't you do a movie on new characters? Like, why is it Boba Fett, Han Solo, and Obi-Wan? Because money. New characters don't sell tickets,
right
guys.
now,
you got to think about that. You got to establish these characters.
Nostalgia is what's crushing. I mean, look at TV right now. I mean, we're getting a Will and Grace revival, a Roseanne revival. Like, we're playing on nostalgia right now.
What a time to be alive.
My only concern is that if Ewan McGregor's in this movie, it takes place after Episode 3. From Episode 3 to Episode 4, he is supposed to just be hanging out on Tatooine, watching over young Luke Skywalker. I'm afraid they might have already written themselves out of that potential movie by setting up.
Maybe he somehow encountered Luke Skywalker between Episode 6 and Episode 7. That'll fill in those blanks. Maybe Liam Neeson comes back as Qui-Gon Jinn. I don't know. Maybe it's young.
He's dead?
With Luke? I'm just saying. All right, guys.
I mean, he just disappeared out of that cloak. He could be anywhere.
I want old man Obi-Wan. Give it to me or don't do a movie. They're doing a movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough of that. There is other things to be excited about right now. Tonight, 2 a.m. Eastern time on Netflix, The Defenders. And in order to know what's going on in The Defenders, you probably had to watch 2 seasons of Daredevil, a season of Luke Cage, a season of Jessica Jones, and a season of Iron Fist. Well, guess what? If you didn't watch all of those shows, we're going to catch you up right now with our comic book cram.
Oh, thank God.
Here's everything you need to know to get ready for Marvel's The Defenders. 9-year-old Matt Murdock is blinded by chemicals while saving an old man. In the present day, Matt makes a confession. He wears a mask at night and beats up bad guys. By day, Matt is a lawyer with his partner Foggy, who doesn't know Matt is a vigilante. They come to the aid of Karen Page, falsely arrested for murder. To pay her legal fees, she becomes their secretary. James Wesley wants her dead. He works for the Kingpin, a guy who killed his own dad and has a crush on Vanessa. Word to the wise, don't interrupt his dates with Vanessa. Matt gets beat up a lot. Enter Nurse Claire. You'll be seeing a lot of her. Karen gets a reporter named Ben Urich to help her journalistically take down Kingpin. Foggy finds out Matt is a ninja, Karen kills Wesley, Kingpin kills Urich, and then kills that guy from Shawshank Redemption. In the final episode, Matt decides to stop looking like the Dread Pirate Roberts and gets his red costume to take down Wilson Fisk. In season 2, someone is killing all the criminals, but it's not Daredevil, it's the Punisher. He kills some more criminals, gets arrested, meets Kingpin, and has the best prison fight scene ever. Holy schmoly, it's brutal. We learn about Matt's past with Elektra Nachios. She teeters between good and evil, finally decides on good, then gets killed by Nobu. Don't worry, Stick beheads Nobu. Who is Stick? He's the blind guy who trained Matt. Later, Matt reveals to Karen Page he is Daredevil, and the hand exhumes Elektra's body to put it in some weird ancient device. Psst, she's the Black Sky. Jessica Jones is an alcoholic private investigator. Also, she's super strong and can fly. She spies on Luke Cage, a guy with unbreakable skin, and the two bow chicka bow wow. But she splits when she sees a picture of his dead wife. Why? Because Jessica remembers, oh right, I killed her. Not on purpose. At the time, Jessica was under the spell of Kilgrave, a bad guy with the power of mind control. Think Professor X if he could walk and was really evil. He kidnaps a girl named Hope, and Jessica is on the case thanks to her childhood friend Trish Walker, who has no powers. Under Kilgrave's command, Hope kills her own parents, so Jessica's lawyer frenemy Jerry Hogarth agrees to defend her. Double J finds out Kilgrave's powers can be blocked using anesthesia.
Got a f***ing dart in your neck.
They catch Kilgrave, but he escapes. Hope kills herself. Trish starts hooking up with Will Simpson, a guy who takes secret pills to become stronger, but he's also loco, so Jessica knocks him out. Luke Cage finds out Jessica killed his wife. Kilgrave mind controls him and they fight, but Jessica shoots him point blank with a shotgun. Blam! Hey, it's Claire. She takes care of Luke while Jessica tracks down Kilgrave, who has now kidnapped Trish. Jessica breaks his neck, gets arrested, then released a hero. Picking up a few months after Jessica Jones, Luke Cage keeps a low profile as a sweeper at Pop's Barbershop and as a dishwasher at Cornell Cottonmouth's nightclub. Cottonmouth is also a bad guy, which should come as no surprise since his name is Cottonmouth. He has an arms deal go bad, gets help from Shades, who works for Diamondback. Detective Misty Knight is trying to figure all this out when bow chicka wow wow, she gets Luke caged. Meanwhile, Pop gets killed and Cottonmouth tries to blow up Luke, but no luck because he's unbreakable, duh. Mariah loses her cool and kills Cottonmouth with a mic stand. Sweet Christmas! Diamondback shows up with something called a Judas bullet, strong enough to pierce through unbreakable skin and shoots Luke. Nurse Claire to the rescue. Mariah gets arrested and once released reopens the nightclub with Shades. He's Luke Cage's older half-brother. He shoots Misty Knight in the arm. They fight, but Luke is the victor. They both get arrested, but not before bow chicka wow wow. Nurse Claire gets Luke Cage. The ladies love this guy. Young Danny Rand is presumed dead after a plane crash that kills his rich parents, but he reappears after 15 years with a glowing hand and some smooth kung fu skills. Nobody believes he is who he says he is. He wants a meeting with his dad's old business partner, Harold Meacham, but Harold's kids, Ward and Joy, tell him their dad is dead. Danny meets Colleen Wing, spends some time in a mental hospital, and lawyers up with Jerry. What a small world. Surprise, Harold's not dead. Big thanks to the hand. Ward has some daddy issues and kills Harold. Turns out Danny was given the job of the Iron Fist to protect the ancient city of Kunlun, but he left. Dude, you literally had one job to do.
You are the worst Iron Fist ever.
Harold comes back from the dead. Let's give another hand to the hand. Nurse Claire drops by for a bit so you know all of this is connected, and we learn more about Madame Gao. She's scary. Ward gets addicted to drugs, needs rehab, and Harold emerges to take over Rand Enterprises, revealing it was him who caused the plane crash 15 years ago.
You didn't see that coming?
Fight, fight, fight. Ward kills Harold again, and Danny takes Colleen to Kunlun, where they find a bunch of dead hand assassins and the gates closed. What happened? Guess we've got to watch The Defenders to find out.
Call this a hot take, but I enjoyed Iron Fist more than Luke Cage. I know the comments are going wild.
Reese agreed with you, but that's it.
Reese Williams has my back. Speaking of the Defenders, it is never too soon to start looking ahead in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this week, we got a really good reason to do that when we learned David Tennant will be returning to Jessica Jones for its second season on Netflix. Tennant was already spotted on set. There's photos of it available on ComicBook.com/Marvel. While there's no word yet on what his role might be in the second season, some fans pointed out it's likely a flashback sequence, but I'm saying it's real time because I was never sold on the neck break being the last time we see the best villain in the MCU. Yes, another hot take. My big question, though, is whether he's out for revenge or out for redemption. Could him and Jessica be friends after all that? I don't know. It's a possibility. But I did see you guys wanted to talk a little bit about the Batman movie. I saw Lucas Severson was asking about that. This came up in the news. Casey Affleck. Before we even explain what Casey Affleck said, just check this out on WEEI radio show.
Now, there's a rumor. Now, I'm sure you don't like being asked about your brother, but there's a rumor that he is not going to be in the standalone Batman movie. I thought he was a tremendous Batman. I don't know if you have any insight on that.
I thought he was an okay Batman. As far as he was great. He was great. He's a hero, so he had something to channel and work with there. But he's not going to do that movie, I don't think.
Breaking
Sorry to
news.
say.
You've broken.
You
Is
broke
that,
my heart.
is that breaking news? I was just kind of making that up.
So first of all, I just want to point out that the interviewer there said, "I know you hate getting asked questions like this, but I'm going to do it anyway."
Yeah.
So that was my kind of strike one with that question in general, because I know people are frustrated with this whole Batman debate. And then his response is to go, "Breaking news," which forced Casey to go, "Is that breaking news? Let me reel it back in." And since Casey Affleck's reps have released a statement that it wasn't coming up from a place of firsthand knowledge, and then Ben Affleck's reps were forced to release a statement based on all this because it blew up, says he still wants to be Batman and we should just go based on his statements at Comic-Con. Charlie, I'm going to try to sort this out. Let's try to sort this out. Do you even care at this point whether...
There is not, I don't know if there's a topic right now in pop culture that I could care about less. Let's just be real. Like,
Batman!
okay, and Batman's gonna be Batman no matter what. Like, I liked Ben Affleck as Batman. I enjoyed what he brought to the movie, and I wanted to see more. But like, we've gone back and forth like a tennis match, and like, I'm over it. I don't care at this point. Ben Affleck is not respecting and doing the right thing for comic book fans. Despite
How can you say that? He marched on the stage at Comic-Con and said, "I want to be Batman." Playing Bat. That was not
That was
fake.
so fake.
I'll tell you what. This is my perspective of it. Ben Affleck wants to be Batman. That's all I know.
I think he wants to be
as far as
Batman.
I'm concerned, Ben Affleck should be Batman because he is the one part of Batman vs Superman that everyone agreed on. And let me go one further. The Batman movie is going to be one of the best things that can happen to the DCEU, because here's why. Everyone says the press is down on the DCEU, that there's negative headlines about the DCEU. Well, guess what? The press is up on Matt Reeves. The press loves Matt Reeves. And I love Matt Reeves. Everybody loves Matt Reeves. War for the Planet of the Apes was great. Whether you love Ben Affleck or not, whether you care about this or not, a Ben Affleck, Matt Reeves Batman movie that is a high-quality, great film is going to be the best possible thing that can happen to the DCU. You can't say anything bad about it after that if that actually happens.
Not at all. I want to see a Ben Affleck, Matt Reeves movie. I love Matt Reeves. I love Ben Affleck as Batman. I'm just done hearing about will he, won't he, me. Like, get over it. Choose a, it's like Daniel Craig and James Bond. Every other day there's a new report he is or he isn't James Bond. Like, make a choice, move past it, and let's get on with our lives. Like, this isn't helping the fans. It's not helping Warner Brothers. It's not doing anything positive for anyone.
You know what we call this?
Get over it.
Charlie's Triggered. This is a new segment we like to call Charlie's Triggered on Comicbook
Welcome to my life.
Now. Look, I think Ben Affleck's got to be Batman. And finally, The Walking Dead Season 8, right around the corner, 66 days, but who's counting? But some interesting news from the early days of the show has popped up, and from today's days of the show. Not only is there a massive lawsuit right now seeing the show's producers suing AMC for what they claim is their fair share of the profits from the show, and writer-creator Robert Kirkman just landed himself an epic deal with Amazon to produce other Skybound properties. The Walking Dead is staying on AMC, though I know there's been a little confusion about that. But it turns out the original Daryl Dixon character was going to be drastically different. Norman Reedus revealed in an interview with CNET that the character was originally supposed to be a racist jerk who rode horses instead of motorcycles. What kind of merchandise would that have sold? And Reedus himself fought to make the changes, which all went into the character we have come to know now for 7 years plus, going on 100 episodes with Season 8. And speaking of The Walking Dead, I just wanted to point out, make everybody jealous. I've been watching Walking Dead Season 7 on Blu-ray, and there's actually really cool stuff from Reedus about the Cell episode, which I know was totally Charlie's favorite. But for all the details from this, the deleted scenes, go to comicbook.com/The Walking Dead. Now that you're all caught up on The Walking Dead with me and my Lucille here, you should catch up on this week's hot comic book picks. Let's check in with Chris Killian and Dell at Rick's Comic City.
Don't.
What up, guys? Chris Killian here, Rick's Comic City in Nashville, Tennessee, and I am once again with Dell, the comic book guru, and he's going to give you not one, not two, but the 3 top comic book choices of the week. What do you have this week for us, Dell?
All right, starting out this week, we got 2 all-time favorites. We got X-23 and Wolverine together in Generations. As you know, Marvel's been doing the old and the new together. So it basically starts out like an old action movie. It's basically Logan's fighting a bunch of ninjas, and the X-23 shows up, and he's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I don't know. Who are you?" So they basically end up fighting these ninjas, and it just pursues from there. You finding out about her healing factor and how she's just like him. It's a pretty good storyline having the 2 Wolverines together. Yeah.
I mean, even the cover here has got it's very neon, very Big Trouble in Little China-esque. That's nice.
Yeah, when a book starts with a ninja fight, you pretty much know it's going to be good. So,
What's our second choice?
Our second one's been a real popular one. It's the conclusion to the Weapons of Mutant Destruction storyline. It's Totally Awesome Hulk number 22. And basically what's been going on is Weapon X is back. They've been kidnapping mutants and putting their powers basically into these cyborgs that can replicate their powers, typical Weapon X stuff. And they get a hold of the Hulk's genes, and now we have a cyborg with Wolverine's claws and powers. And it goes, Amadeus Cho has to deal with that and the whole Weapon X crew, and it's an awesome conclusion. If you guys have been keeping up with it, I would recommend trying to get it. It's going quick off the shelves. It's a really good storyline.
And what do we have for the top choice? What do we have here?
Top choice is going to be Dark Knight Metal. It's the new DC event that had just started. It is out of control. It starts out with the other multiverse Justice League, because it just starts out in a gladiator fight with the whole Justice League, and I won't spoil anything from there, but they kind of do some stuff in there that had me laughing with joy, because it's awesome. And it's basically the start of just a long event. It's going to start tying into other DC titles, and we're also going to get one-shots of some of the other multiverse Batmans that are coming, and it's going to be a big event that's going to rock the DC.
Yeah, I actually already checked this one out, and no spoilers, but one of my favorite characters pops up at the end.
Oh yeah, another one is they have an old character that comes back with a new costume. I won't tell you who it is, but it's got everyone really excited.
All right, there you guys have it. Come out to Rick's Comic City if you're in Nashville, Tennessee. Otherwise, pick up these books, and back to you guys.
I have a couple takeaways from our comic shop visit this week. First of all, Chris Killian loves 80s and 90s movies. He's always referencing 80s and 90s movies. Big Trouble, Little China reference there. And second of all, I need to read Dark Knight's Metal. I haven't read it yet. Everybody's freaking out about this in the comment sections and everywhere I see.
I did read it, and I'll let them keep talking about it. I'm going to read another issue or two before I say anything.
Not a fan.
I'm not a fan. It just, to be the big tentpole event series for DC, I was let down. I think that it's a cool, gimmicky event, and I think it's fun, but to be the big one, hopefully it'll get better.
I'll read it. I'll let you guys know what I think. But what I'm not going to do is read the comments section right now. You know what I'm doing? This is my comment section, guys. This is me reading your comments. This is me not reading your comments. Charlie told me you guys are dropping Game of Thrones spoilers in the comment section. There's somebody out there who's hearing me say this and going, I should type spoilers. Well, yeah, you'd be a real cool guy, and I'm sure you're a lot of fun at parties. But no one else in the comment section who hasn't watched the illegally downloaded, pirated episode of Game of Thrones will appreciate you. So don't be that guy.
I haven't been able to avoid
This is a new segment we like to call BD's Triggered. Whew. All right, but it's my favorite part of the show. Don't boo me. Now it's my favorite part of the show. They were booing the guy who's dropping spoilers.
I think they were booing you.
Let's do, Charlie, I'm going to kick you off this show. Let's do Q&A.
All right. Nick Apolinar, I hope I said that right. Probably didn't. Sorry, Nick. He wants to know, seeing how both Thor and Justice League come out in November, which one are you most looking forward to seeing more?
Okay.
And please take me with you to either one.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to take you. We're not going on a bro date. I don't know you yet. Maybe we'll get to know each other. We'll get there. But here's the thing. I have two totally different approaches to both these movies.
Right.
I think Thor Ragnarok already looks like a really awesome movie.
Right.
Like every trailer looks fantastic. Everything about Thor Ragnarok, from what I like in movies, it looks like it's there. With Justice League, I don't even really know what the movie's about, except that they have to fight Steppenwolf. The trailers haven't shown you really any story.
Right.
I feel like with Justice League, I'm super excited about it because it's the first Justice League movie ever. It's the first time these heroes are getting together, and that's an event. That's going to be an event in our lives, guys. But there's question marks around it, obviously. There's what is Joss Whedon doing? There's what did Zack Snyder do? There's what is this movie even about? Is it going to be good? So I'm looking forward to Thor Ragnarok in that I think I'm going to go to the movies and have a really good time watching Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Justice League in that it's an event. It's characters we've never seen before, and it could be amazing. But either way, there's going to be a lot to talk about afterwards.
Yeah, this is actually, I think, the only time today in the question and answer period that I'm probably going to agree with you. I'm really excited for Justice League. I'm excited for those characters. I'm excited to see what happens. But right now, I've seen what Thor Ragnarok's going to look like. We've seen enough of that movie. We know what's going to happen in terms of overall a general plot, and we know the tone. And I really trust Taika Waititi. I really like Taika Waititi's work. That movie's going to be awesome. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be a really fun time. And Justice League, I'm excited strictly because I want to see what they do. This has the potential to be such an awesome movie, but it also has the potential to have some missteps.
I mean,
so
and the thing is,
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens.
and I think Justice League is going to make more money than Thor,
Yeah.
regardless. And here's a factor: you have all the biggest DC heroes ever, but also you had Wonder Woman introduce DC heroes to so many people who don't know comic book movies and superheroes. I got text messages from friends of mine who don't watch comic book movies who were like, Wonder Woman is awesome. I can't wait for Justice League. So Justice League is going to be an event. People are excited. They're going to go just for Wonder Woman, and then everyone's going to go for Batman and Superman. So I'm excited for both for different reasons.
Yeah.
That's
everyone, while we're on the subject of Thor, we got some questions about Thor's haircut.
Okay.
About what's going on with that. Do you got anything? I mean, I don't know if you can say anything.
I got plenty I can't tell you yet.
All right.
I got plenty I can't tell you yet.
Good answer. All right. Let's see. Next question. Jason Rupp on Facebook wants to know if we believe that Green Lantern will be in the Justice League movie that we were just talking about. We've had some debates about the trailer because we saw some things differently at the end of it.
I don't think Green Lantern will be in Justice League. I think there will be a tease. I think his existence might be confirmed, and there might be like an Easter egg, maybe. And if it is, it's going to be such a small part.
Right.
I don't think Green Lantern is in Justice League.
I think that he is in Justice League, at least one of them. That at the very end of that trailer, we saw the kind of the glow in Alfred's eye. I want to see that happen. If that doesn't happen, I still think we're going to see a Hal Jordan or a Jon Stewart. Just as a human being in the movie, and that'll be a big reveal, a big cheer from the crowd at the theater.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we're going to see.
I think if we do meet him, it's going to be like that. I don't think we see him suit up. We see like maybe a tease that he's Green Lantern, but I don't think Green Lantern had anything to do with the end of the Justice League trailer. I know there's a popular crowd that sits with you. I don't think so. I think it was very clearly Superman's return for a few reasons. Mainly though, because Alfred says he said you'd come. Why would Batman know about Green Lantern? And he says, I hope, looks down at Superman's symbol of hope on his chest, looks back up, you're not too late.
If it's Superman, like that's almost anticlimactic. Like we know he's coming back. Like quit making such a big deal out of it. Just bring him back already or don't. All right, we got two more questions. And one of them I know we're going to talk about for a little while. So let me get the quick one out of the way.
Okay.
All right. Lucas Severson has this question. I just want to, let's get this done so we can definitively answer this. Is it true we will see X-Men in Infinity War? It's not happening.
Okay, well that's a fair question. No, that's impossible due to rights issues. 20th Century Fox owns the rights to cinematic portrayals and most television portrayals of the X-Men. Marvel Studios, which is now a division of Disney, owns the Avengers characters. They cannot cross over because everybody would have to make money, and they can't do that.
And spoiler alert, this is not the same as the Sony Marvel situation. Sony was like almost gone. Like Sony was not doing well, and they had a decent relationship, and they made it work for Spider-Man. Fox is doing exceptionally well. They've made some great movies, a lot of money from Deadpool, a lot of money from Logan, and they do not get along with Disney or the MCU at all.
It's not going to happen.
It's never going to happen. So just we're gonna drop. We're not going to answer. Yeah, it's done. All right. And the last question, our man Sky Patterson. We haven't had a question from Sky Patterson in a while. Sky Patterson wants to know who should direct the 5th Avengers film if given the chance, and he gave us a bunch of options here.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I mean, there's great ideas in here. I mean,
that's a big movie if you have J.J. Abrams on it.
We had a discussion
Denis
about this.
Villeneuve. I know my pick.
Yeah.
I think James Wan would make a pretty cool Avengers 5. James Wan has not made a bad movie yet, and he's proven himself multiple times. He has here's another thing. Everybody's saying James Wan is a horror movie director. James Wan is doing Aquaman, and I think Aquaman's going to be fantastic, and I think Aquaman's going to be dark and still fantastic, but still fun, which is a key to these movies. And
I think James Wan is great, and he made a great director, but he is directing Aquaman. He's in DC right now. I mean, yes, you can switch over.
And he's directed a Fast and Furious movie.
Yes.
Which is a huge ensemble flick with millions and millions of dollars. So he's done the superheroes. He's done the huge ensemble flick. Put them together. He's not going to direct the Justice League movie.
I mean, but he's not going to direct a Marvel movie because he's going to make another Aquaman movie.
Why not?
Be great. He's going to get a sequel.
I'm just saying, you asked me who I would like to see, I'd like to see James Wan because I also think Marvel's going to start getting darker. They're going to go the Secret Avengers route.
And I think that there are a lot of directors, like, if Marvel kind of goes with what they've been doing, the Russos stepped from Captain America up to Avengers, I think that it would make sense for Marvel to pick someone within their own thing, like a James Gunn, like a John Watts, like a Ryan Coogler. But I kind of wanted to think outside the box a little bit here. And you didn't like my decision, but I don't care. I want to see Jordan Peele direct Avengers 5. Listen, I know this sounds crazy. I get it. But
This doesn't
Look.
sound crazy. It sounds stupid.
No, it sounds awesome. Help me. It sounds awesome. Jordan Peele, we know, is hilarious. He's great with comedy. He's a great comedy writer. Key and Peele was awesome. And then he comes in with Get Out, and he turns nothing into one of the biggest money makers of the beginning of this year. And you blend those two styles together. You blend his serious take with it. No, just hear me out. You blend this together. You get that young voice in there. And listen, Avengers 5 is not going to be this giant, colorful space adventure like Infinity War is.
Avengers
It's not going to be
Hold
that.
on. The Avengers are the Avengers. The Avengers are the big movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I didn't say it wasn't going to be big.
They're big movies. Jordan Peele is one for one. He made one genre film. And you're telling me that Jordan Peele is your pick to direct an Avengers movie?
I want you to tell me, which it wasn't Avengers, I get that, but what did the Russos do before Civil War? They directed Community.
The Winter Soldier.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. I apologize.
Captain
Before
America, the Winter Soldier.
Before the Winter Soldier.
They directed episodes of Community, sure. They proved themselves with a whole bunch of episodes of Community. Okay, what did Peyton Reed do? What did any of them do? Peyton Reed did Bring It On. What did, they all started somewhere.
They all had little stuff. And you've got Jordan Peele who has a bona fide hit on his hands. He's a great writer. And this is my biggest argument for this, okay? Avengers 5, we're going to get all this fallout from Infinity War. Who is left? What characters do you have? You have characters like Spider-Man. You have characters like the Black Panther. You have some of these lower to the ground characters, and we're going to kind of hit a little bit of an Avengers reset after Avengers 4, I think. And so if we take that movie and make it a little bit smaller, but still a big event, Jordan Peele could be the right guy to bring. I get there are other directors more qualified. Kofi earlier mentioned F. Gary Gray, who just did the Fate of the Furious. That would be an awesome choice. But I think to get a fun original voice in there and set a new tone for the Avengers going forward with new characters, I think that Jordan Peele could be the perfect choice for this movie.
You need to earn directing an Avengers or Justice League event type film. Jordan Peele has made one movie, and he's a comedian. Look, I got nothing against Get Out or Jordan Peele. He's just not ready to direct an Avengers movie. That's just my opinion. What do you think? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you're done talking about Game of Thrones by now. And that is our show. Welcome back to the show. Charlie, as often as I disagree with you, I'm happy to have you here. So on behalf of Charlie Ridgely and all of Comic Book Nation, I am Brandon Davis. We will see you next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Comic Book Now.
See what happens.
Takes advantage.
Dad, can I stay for 30 more minutes?
I don't know. Go ask your mom.
She told me to ask you.
It's a school night.
Please.
Why 30 more minutes? Let's stay up all night.
Yay!
Woo! Yeah! Yeah! Up all night!
Yeah!
School, go to sleep. It's a school.
One.
He's out.